And during the night, I dive into it and drop my anchor. This is my home.
My name is Steinunn Thórarinsdóttir. Steinunn means stone and waves, and Thórarinsdóttir means daughter of Þórarin. I basically only got one idea in my whole career. And that is the idea to explore the human condition in all its complexity and variety and strangeness.
My interest is often showing the almost impossible, which at the same time is possible.
There is a kind of a unifying, fundamentally human element, because somehow she has managed to give it form without making it so distinct that we think we recognize who it is. So in a way, she has allowed us to imagine that it could be anybody, or it could be you or me.
Glass, as a material, has a lot of different connotations. It can be fragile yet dangerous. It can be translucent yet solid. I often use glass to symbolize a feeling or something intangible. It's like water, but also like air. Directions is a piece that was commissioned by the Leifur Eiríksson International Airport in Iceland. It always amazes me that metal can be melted and made into a form, and then it becomes solid again. When you break open the sand mold and see the piece suddenly appearing fully formed, it feels like a birth, a new beginning. When I look at these rock formations and really study the pattern and the texture, you can see how the earth was made. Once I choose the rock, it has to be carefully milled to become the base of the figures.
Ok, frábært. Þá snúum við þessu hérna í suður, sérðu. Já. Má ekki, nokkuð skítugur á hund? Þú þurfum bara að passa það að vera ekki skítugur á hund á hann. Sko þeir eru bara 2 centimetrar sko, það snitta í gegn sko held ég. En það er bara spurning hvað maður vill hafa þetta mikið. Four figures are standing on Icelandic soil, so to speak. This is Icelandic rock. And they are looking into the main directions. This is west, north, east, and south. So, and people can come in here and orientate themselves, you know. It was a natural choice to use aluminium, shiny aluminium, connecting it to the airplanes and flying in the sky. But then again, there's this firm ground to stand on. So it's this contrast of light and heavy and heaven and earth. Já, sömuleiðis, gleðilega hátíð. Þetta er Jónasdóttir, maðurinn minn. Sælumblessaður. Alveg rétt. Takk fyrir kærlega. It's like a puzzle, and then all of the pieces come together now. And it's finished. The good thing about directions is anyone who comes into the country and who wants to leave the country is forced to see my work.
Thousands of years of sea trading between Britain and Iceland are being celebrated in Hull today. Apart from the Cod Wars of the 1970s, the two nations have enjoyed a good relationship, and now it's being marked with the unveiling of a statue. Leanne Brown has more.
The first sculpture, entitled The Voyage, overlooks the Humber estuary, where the ships prepared to brave the waters of the North Sea.
Despite coming at this from different directions, what we had in common was that we all looked across the ocean. A great reminder that harmony will be achieved, that peace can be established, that nations can throughout discover how they are unified. For her statue to be able to embrace all that history in a single piece is quite phenomenal.
Next week, a second sculpture will be unveiled in the small town of Vik in Iceland.
when you're walking in the landscape, your senses are alive and you take in a lot of different visual things also. And both in the larger context of looking out to nature, but also in the smaller things, being close to it. From the start, the work has been inspired by the Icelandic landscape. The vastness of Iceland inspires me, the purity, and I feel close to it. I've been torturing my son for 15 years, almost, I think, because he is the model for most of my work.
Being the model for the sculptures is a mixed blessing. You have to go through the extreme physical pain of having to do them, standing in a very uncomfortable pose for an hour and being covered in Vaseline and plastic and having your hairs ripped out and not being able to breathe right and having that chronic sense of falling.
It's terrible, but he gets paid, you see. So that helps. His physique suits the work very well. The figures are not male or female. I'm putting Vaseline on this mold so that it will be separated from the original, so that I can actually loosen it from the plaster.
When I work on the piece, the feelings I have for my son are somehow transmitted into the work. The cast is of him, but I make it into a solid plaster piece and then I work on it a lot before it is ready for the foundry. Wooden wedges indicate how far they should lean and in which direction. Then we grind the feet and bolt them securely onto plates. the horizontal glass lines in the figures connect them to each other. But the glass also opens them up to daylight. So it's like a window that allows us to look into the inner world, the core.
I'm giving these figures nourishment to make them grow up. And they all have this glass horizontal line going through them, which is very connected to this Icelandic thought that the horizon is endless. Because they've been sandblasted, they rust really quickly, and I like this earth color, which is part of the idea that they are kind of torn up out of the ground as if they've been, growing up out of the ground. Primal in many ways, When you sell a piece or finish a commission and it has to be installed and taken out of the studio, there's sometimes I want to keep them. It's just great to see them here, and they somehow look different in the heat. So one of them is going to be here to kind of reflect this tree. So it's kind of like they're companions to the trees. The base is here. Yeah. Okay. Like this. I'll just, no, we'll leave him like this, and then I can see. You know, it can be moved a little bit. Yeah. And from the middle as well. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah. Okay.
He's got his back to you.
Well, I like that.
Well, I just thought it might be, if it could be less, not, because it's also parallel to the wall.
Right.
So if there was a
Little twist.
Just a little twist.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't flatten out that space.
Right. Okay, I see what you mean. We could twist it a little bit this way.
Just a little,
yeah.
And then you get a shoulder, and that kind of brings you in. It gives you that diagonal.
You're an artist, great.
Oh yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
I think that's enough.
Just like that.
Just
see if
a
that
little twist. Is better? Maybe it should go a bit further in. Okay. Yeah, definitely.
They have no ears, and their eyes are closed. They are in our world, but they're also in a silent world of their own. It's as if they've been torn out of the earth, but like the trees, they are rooted to the ground.
When Steinunn was casting these, she asked us to bring to Iceland parts of the garden, sticks, twigs, things like that, so that they are embedded in the fabric and in the memory of this metal. And it just goes further in hooking the garden into the sculpture and the sculpture to the garden. And I think that's a first for us as a museum, that there's actually parts of our grounds in this sculpture. The patina is a change from 5 minutes of exposure to the air and to the elements, and it becomes something different. So these are constantly in transition. So what you see actually now will not be what you see in a week.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I would say a little bit more, if we can. It's important to select which one you want to put where. I mean, it matters where each one is, because they're all different.
Horizons is a group of 11 iron figures, all leaning in different directions, as if falling, but still managing to stand.
Seeing them now standing up on their own 2 feet, you know, I think they're doing it.